felt like sweets are taking over your food consumption, or that bored eating or stress eating is a common problem that you experience? Have you tried different dieting options to substitute consuming actual sugar? Many individuals in today's society that are trying to stay healthy or fit might look into various options to substitute the sugar that they consume on a daily basis, so that they aren't cutting out sugar altogether, but just changing the type of sugar that goes into their bodies. Though dieting options like artificial sweeteners may sound and look like a good substitute for real sugar, they aren't as glamorous as they seem. According to Harvard Health Publishing, use of artificial sweeteners can make you shun healthy, filling, and nutritional foods while consuming more artificially flavored foods with less nutritional value. I'm going to try and convince you that real sugar and natural sugars are the better option when it comes to choosing between real sugars or artificial sweeteners, because when you choose real sugar, it gives you a better chance of keeping a balanced diet. I am positive that many of you have felt similar to the feelings I described. Has changing up your diet or trying different sugar options not really changed your health or given you that desired look? Consuming real and natural sugars in moderation is an easy remedy to faulty sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners can cause an interference with the body's natural sugar intake processes and mechanisms. The craving of more sugar and fatty foods, overeating, and reduced hormone regulation, and blood sugar being regulated poorly are all caused by artificial sweeteners and are all good reasons that natural sugar is the better option. Here are some of the harmful issues associated with consuming artificial sweeteners. According to verywellhealth.com, further scientific evidence has shown that artificial sweeteners are associated with a higher risk of the same chronic diseases caused by real sugar consumption. They also alter your body's natural regulation of blood sugar and production of insulin, which eventually can cause type 2 diabetes. verywellhealth.com also stated that experts have noted that the use of artificial sweeteners may be especially problematic in children, since being exposed to very sweet foods at a young age trains the palate to expect and crave sweet foods well into adulthood. This leads to not only childhood obesity, but to adult obesity as well. These issues affect all of us, in that most of us want to stay fit and control our sugar consumption. Most people, whether you are young, old, active, or not active, try to stay away from too much sugar and want to try the products with no calories and artificial sweeteners. Whether you are a parent telling your kid that they have to eat healthier sweet snacks during their snack time, or an athlete keeping track of your soda or energy drink consumption, or just an individual that doesn't want to gain weight, we all deal with consuming sugar multiple times a day. It's a common aspect of our lives, but you don't have to change the type of sugar going into your body. You should be aware that artificial products that you want to put into your body could potentially be doing more harm than good. Consuming real and natural sugar rather than artificial sweeteners is a smart and simple solution for individuals trying artificial sugar options and not seeing a change. It will also help people avoid the negative effects that artificial sugars have on the body. HealthyEatingSafeGate.com lists many of the benefits that real sugar has on the body. According to HealthyEatingSafeGate.com, sugar receives blame for many health problems, but without it, your body would cease to function properly. Sugar is one of our body's main sources of energy. The human body processes glucose once it gets to our cells, which immediately gives us an energy boost. It also stores excess energy through a process called glycogenesis that can be used for later. The website explains it like this. Your body breaks down glycogen into single glucose units for energy when primary sources are not available. This typically occurs during times between meals, at night when sleeping, and during workouts to prevent dangerous drops in your blood sugar. Sugar does so much for our bodies behind the scenes that we don't even know or realize. It plays a role in several of our body's daily processes, and not to mention our daily food intake. I could guess that most of you love a sweet treat or a little something sweet added to your meal. I know I do. A little bit of sugar is the best way to add taste or flavor to any meal. Of course, there is always a worrying problem of too much sugar, but it is always okay in moderation. Eating sugar and natural sugars in normal amounts is the best way to keep benefiting your body and mind. A new significant research study that was published in the medical journal of the BMJ was conducted on non-sugar sweeteners. It was stated that based on what's in the review, there's no clear health-related reason for the average person to switch from products sweetened with sugar to alternatives, according to David Sears, MD, Associate Professor of Medicine at the Institute of Human Nutrition at Columbia University Medical Center. This proves that natural sugar in moderation isn't a bad thing. Based on the review, the recommendation given stated that it could be better to limit yourself to a small glass of regular soda every once in a while, rather than drinking as much diet soda as you want and assuming that it has no impact on your health. This proves that it is not harmful to have normal sugar in moderation. I can see any of you now going out to eat every once in a while and buying the dessert, or having your favorite candy bar when you need a little bit of energy, or even drinking a soda every now and then without being worried that a little sugar is harmful. If you choose to keep trying artificial sweeteners, consuming normal levels of real sugar is always a better option that is waiting for you. WellAndGood.com states it perfectly clear. These super sweeteners seem to have the opposite effect, in part by flooding your taste buds to sweet, dulling them to the taste, pushing your sweetness threshold ever higher, while never actually satisfying the craving. Any sugar consumption is highly addictive and leaves you craving for more. Artificial sugar tricks your brain into thinking that you aren't full yet, which means your craving won't be satisfied until you've already overeaten. Normal sugar is what the body knows how to process, therefore keeping your health in tune and fully satisfying your sweet cravings. Moderate amounts of sugar have allowed people to fulfill their sweet tooth cravings while maintaining their health, whereas artificial sweeteners alter your body's natural processes and keep you wanting more and more sweets. I challenge you to try eating normal amounts of regular sugar rather than trying to become healthier off of artificial sweeteners. It's certainly a good option, and artificial sweeteners are still there in case you start consuming unhealthy amounts of real sugar. In my presentation, I discuss with you the benefits of consuming real sugar as well as the negative effects of artificial sweeteners. Author Frank Littman, MD, wrote in his article, "If you're cutting back on sugar and replacing it with artificial sweeteners, as many people do, I have bad news for you. Those pink, yellow, and blue packets are even worse for you than sugar, and this is coming from me, the guy who calls sugar the devil." This sums up the idea that sugar substitutes can be more harmful than real sugar. You can ask many confident people you know, like moms or athletes, if they would use artificial sweeteners to consume or to give to someone else. Their response will most likely be no, you shouldn't stray away from real sugar, but only have it in moderation. Everyone enjoys having their favorite sweet treat every once in a while, and it's perfectly okay. Doing so will keep you from craving sugar all the time and will avoid a need for artificial sugar altogether. My intentions with this presentation was to help you see that there is really not a need for artificial sugars in place of real sugar. I hope this information is something you can use in the future and that it encourages you to see that sweets are okay in moderation and even good for most aspects of our lives.